Welcome everyone. It is September 9th, 2022. We are live. It is Thursday, and I've been thinking a bit about this. I think just to have a bit of a direction with the streams, I am going to dedicate myself to draw every single character from Genshin Impact. I know this is quite a promise, and I'm honestly not sure if I can completely fulfill it, but I'm gonna dedicate myself, at least for now, just to get some uh, practice in various areas, such as design, pose, and things like that. And also because I think it's interesting content to be had. A lot of people enjoy Genshin, and might bring some people to actually talk to the stream. But yeah. Um, so, as tradition, I am going to try a new way of drawing, just figuring out my own style and things like that. Feel free to jump in the chat if you can join me live. If you are watching this on the VOD, leave a comment. Let me know how your day is going. And yeah, let's jump right in. Today we are drawing Jun. I think that's her name, Jun. Or do people call her Jean? I'm not sure. But the first thing that I noticed is that she has huge hips. So, yeah. Got my reference sheet here open. And I just gotta say, for the people that assemble reference sheets of characters, I love you. I would kiss you if I could, alright? Man, woman, cat, dog, it doesn't matter. I kiss, alright? I kiss. Because you are a lifesaver. Savior? English. I'm an idiot. But yeah, it really collapses a lot of my work. Not collapses, compacts a lot of my work. Yeah. So let's start with sketching a few poses just to get into the mood. Also, I'm feeling this canvas is a bit small. I think I'm gonna do 4K vertical. Oh, and 200. So this is gonna be a huge file, but I think it's necessary. I'm gonna close this one. So we have our secondary canvas just in case we are distracted by something, so that the time lapse is cleaner, Okay, let's start working on this. So she wields a sword. It kind of looks like a rapier in some images. Yeah, I think it is a rapier because of the handguard. Alright, so we can... Dynamic pose. Maybe the body like this, the sword like this, or even the sword in extreme. If that is the case, it would be something like this, right? And the sword would do something like this, maybe? Maybe the body doing something like that. We can even cut the frame if we really have to. Would something like this work? Or is this too dynamic? That's the thing, right? We can be too dynamic, and that's a problem. Alright, so I'm... What if we do like this? Right? Arms still like that. This arm could do something like this. Also, it is currently raining, and I absolutely love rainy weather. Sometimes it can be a bit too much, but overall, it is just so soothing, you know? Oh, not this. Just gonna put it down here. So today the new thing that I'm going to be trying is gradient maps. I watched a couple of videos on it yesterday, and I thought it might be better to focus first on the values and then focus on the colors and just retouch whatever doesn't feel quite right. Is this pose a bit too much? Maybe... We'll keep this one in perspective. You know, we'll keep it in the back drawer for now. We might be able to take advantage of the hips, because I felt like Tainari was a bit too stiff, even though he is male, I think. Might be a bit too stiff. I'm sorry, I do not want music with vocals. Yeah, skipping that one. Alright. This here. Okay. Do something like that. And so the weight would be all here. Again, big hips, very slim waist. Maybe that's a bit too big. Slim waist. So bust. So like this. I'm not gonna worry too much right now about the shape, because I need to see if it works. think something like this would work, right? The knees would definitely need to be slanted. Maybe what I'm missing is like the foot should be more to the back, since the base would be something around here. This one would probably be something along these lines, perhaps. For me, the toughest part is really like perspective in the legs, because the legs are pretty much the place of the body that I understand the least. So putting them in perspective can be quite challenging. So if we have like this, and we have it like this. I mean, see, all of a sudden it becomes a mess because I don't fully understand what I'm doing. If I did, it would have been cleaner the entire time. Again, that other thing of the ellipses getting more and more stretched as they go back due to perspective. So if we do something like this, maybe it'll work. Maybe. So if this was the hand, fingers would go right like that, right? Something like this, and then the sword. We can like do some extreme foreshortening here. Technically speaking, it wouldn't even be there. It would have to be on the center of the hilt. I think this pose, despite not being as dynamic, feels more like her, because at least in the references that I have, she feels strong, but at the same time very calm. And I think it fits well with her character. Like this, just have a little bit of space for the hand. I'm gonna actually reference. Oh, she's holding the scabbard. All right. That's actually better than having the hand doing nothing. So if she's holding the scabbard, it would be like this, maybe. I still need to think a bit on the shapes overall. After that, I need to correct the proportions. But let's see. Okay. Let's erase the scabbard. And The legs will tilt a bit to the side. We're going to be pushing the pose here so that it has more movement to it all. Still think the knees might be a little bit too low. Probably gonna squash a little bit the size of her rib cage and things like that. Because the thighs don't seem the biggest, but the hips are definitely big. That makes sense, right? It's just a matter of sculpting the shape. I think it's a good shape. Yeah. Let's put it here on the closer to the lower margin so I can have some freedom later on to work the hair. I don't have references of the sword though. I only have this. That sucks. I was gathering references before the stream and I thought I had enough time. Let me just quickly Genshin Impact sword. This can't be the sword, right? I know I saw a reference picture. I should have taken that, but this is the image that I already have, I think. The hardest part is sometimes browsing through the skins, because apparently the characters also have skins. I have no intention of drawing the skins, however. I do understand, however, that sex sells, but I also always have so many difficulties in making the characters attractive in that way, you know. And Genshin definitely capitalizes on it. I think it's a skill that I need to learn. There's a lot I have to learn yet. Or still, I think it's the proper... But, yeah. I apologize for this downtime. This actually looks like a good pose for her. Okay, let me search more broadly. So usually I find very good images in Pinterest, but sometimes Google is best. She doesn't have her sword here. She does have her sword here. But it's in-game image, which has low poly resolutions and things like that. Okay, this is not the same image. Maybe if I search for wallpapers, I can have like good images of the sword. But it doesn't seem like it. Unfortunate. Well, this sucks. Yeah, I've made a list of all Genshin Impact characters, and there's a lot of them actually. So it is crazy, but I think it's still a less crazy idea than drawing every single Pokemon in one go. So I don't know. I always go for megalomaniac ideas that I'm sure will backfire. Okay. I am really not finding anything. I think I found like one? Maybe? No, not even that. Not even one. That sucks. God damn it. I really would like to know why it's so hard to find the sword. It makes no sense. Because, like, sure, they can have different swords, but I mean, there should be images where she uses the sword, right? I can see the twins. Yeah, in the designs, most people like ignore the Mondstadt characters. I kind of understand they know them for longer, but I don't know. There's something about those characters that I'm really fond of, because the newer regions are really crazy with their designs. There's something about the simplicity of the first ones that I really enjoy. And not a single one has the sword. Incredible. And if I search specifically for it, I'm not gonna get it. I mean, I could go with this artist rendition, I guess. Yeah, I guess. It's the best thing that I can get anyway. Because I bet her sword is not even like the best sword that she can use. So most people probably don't really care about the item that comes with her. At least I think that's how it works, right? They have like a base sword and then you can switch it. I'm not sure now. Be confused. I mean, there is one image in my reference images that I have. Because that's like the only thing that I don't have from the entire character. So yeah. Very sad. Yeah, I kind of hit the limit here. There's, yeah, they don't care about her sword, so, or at least the sword that it's in the usual backgrounds. Unfortunate, very, very unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. Wait, maybe I might have found something. Probably not. I think these are all like notable weapons, like 5-star things. I don't think that's her weapon, right? Yeah, artifacts and other stuff. I don't know much about Genshin, but I could probably say that she wouldn't carry a 5-star weapon around from the get-go, so I will have to make stuff up, which I really don't like to do, but you know, there's a stream. Hello there. Welcome. Today we are drawing Jean. I'm gonna settle for Jean. She might be John, but I'm gonna call her Jean from Genshin Impact. We just settled on a pose, and now we were looking for some references, but you know, not going so well. So we're gonna just jump right in and start blocking out the major volumes of the design. Then we will line art it, and eventually we will do tones. So black and gray tones, gradient map, all that good stuff. Yeah. few days ago, I was playing TFT, and I almost did something incredible. I almost had 11 units in my board. I'm level 8, right? And I had 2 spats, so an extra unit. And I also had an augment of another extra unit, which was incredible. So by level 8, I had 10 units on board, and one of them was Zoe. So sometimes, because she summons Daisy, there would be 11 units on board. And at one point, I had a Mage Nomsy, which also spawns a Heimer. It's just my brain works in a different frequency, you know. We're gonna just tidy up the anatomy for a little bit, so that we can sorry, going blank here, so that we can wrap around the roads and things like that. Okay, that's yes. Also, in terms of proportions, right? We have this much. So like this. It's not necessarily bad. Yeah, the legs are slightly bigger, but that's okay. Usually they do that anyway. I mean, have you seen Black Widow? Not Black Widow, Widowmaker in Overwatch 2? Like, that design is 80% legs. It is insane. Like, the artist probably thought we wouldn't notice, but at least I did. Jesus Christ. And that isn't to say the design is bad. It's just, it's weird how the legs are so long, and once you notice, you can't unnotice it. Also, imagine Overwatch 2, you're gonna have to grind old champions if you don't have an account. If you hadn't bought Overwatch 1, you're gonna have to pay $40 to have the Overwatch 2. Oh man, it's gonna be a riot. Like, the game's gonna die in a week. It's gonna be fine. Ugh. Just gonna figure it like this. Maybe something like this, maybe. Also, daily reminder that I'm getting the results of my master's application. So it's either going to be really good or really, really bad. Either way, I plan on still streaming. I might have, you know, an occasion or another where I might have to crunch college work, so that might affect the scheduling. But all in all, I still plan on continue streaming. This is a thing that I want to have as a hobby, because it really helps me with productivity. So it looks a little bit weird here, I think. Yeah.
I see cab lights from my window, reflections from the ground.
I'm gonna...
Do you see the same lights I do? Will I find you in the crowd?
I'm gonna skip this song because it has lyrics and I hate that. Nice. It's kind of the mood that I want, really. Like, I thought it was lo-fi, but then everything just dies, so... I'm gonna keep this one just to have a sense of three-dimensionality. Now I'm gonna reduce the opacity there. And we're gonna be working... I guess I can work in red again. We're gonna be working on the major volumes. Okay. So if we have the... Or maybe even do the center lines first, since it's so important that we do that. As I have stated previously, having these cross contours really help us understanding the 3D nature of the drawing instead of focusing just on the 2D to avoid making everything way too flat. Okay. I still have a little bit of trouble there. That's okay. We all make mistakes. Now the foot gets flatter and flatter. So like that. Very good. Here's more or less straight, honestly. And yeah. Now we go above the foot again. It's actually a really good exercise to practice the 3D visualization of it all. So the legs work like that. Stomach here. Like this, like this. Yeah. It's gonna be something like this for the abs. Rest will be something like this. Now we have the pecs. So clavicle here, unites here, leaves a gap, clavicle there, and the pec starts more or less around half of the clavicle, right? And unites in the ulna right here. And the deltoid pretty much covers it all, so the deltoid would be something like that. And it would go around like this, right? I actually forgot to draw the... Actually, this one should be... So we have this, it would go like this, it would go like this. Okay, no, I actually don't know the name of this muscle. Or this set of muscles. I don't know the name. Interesting. But yeah, we have the bicep, and the bicep is pretty straightforward. Then here we have the tricep. I still haven't fully memorized how it works, because it has something very particular about it. So when we look at the arm from the back, right? this would be the hand, and then the fingers and stuff like that. When we look at the arm from the back, if this is the elbow, there's the connection, and then I don't know if it's, let's say this is the outside and this is the inside. I don't know if it's like this, right, as a block, or if it's like this. I know it's one of those two ways, because the tricep is asymmetrical in that sense, right? If this is the symmetry axis, the tricep is asymmetrical, but I'm not sure which one it is, so that makes it kind of complicated for me. It's one of those things that I've read countless times in books and I never remember, so it's really tough. There are muscles there. Actually, I prefer these lines. Muscles there, although the muscles don't work like that. They're the interior, they're the dorsal, but just to indicate a little bit of volume, I'll leave it like that. Yeah. But on the subject of Genshin Impact, right? So some people are very defensive when it comes to gacha games, right? But the thing is, the whole gimmick is already in the name of the type of game category, right? Because it's gacha. Like, once you realize you have already been gotten, they already have your money, and it kind of infuriates me because when I was young, right? I mean, I'm still young, but when I was younger, I actually kind of fell for it, but not in the same way. It's just League of Legends, before it had loot boxes, right? They would advertise their skins in a more aggressive way than it was usual for the time. You know, that now they're much more aggressive with loot boxes and gemstones or whatever, all these monetization methods. But back in the day, you know, you had to buy skins directly, and I remember that I probably ended up spending around like 200 bucks just in skins for myself and my friends, you know. And once I realized how much money I had actually spent on skins, I completely stopped. I think the last event, I mean, we could consider it an event, I guess. It was before events like the ones nowadays, but was in the first official Star Guardian, not Star Guardian, what? The first official project event where Project Z came out, Project Fiora, Lucian, Leona, things like that. And I realized I had spent up to that point, not in the event itself, like up to the event to that point, I had spent like 250 euro, which at the time was actually closer to $300, right? And that's insane. And I was young, again, younger. I was young and impressionable and really irresponsible with money. And once I realized that, I was like, oh, hell no. But luckily, not too long after that, the skins, not the skins, the loot boxes appeared. And I felt kind of relieved because I knew that with loot boxes, even if I don't get the skins that I want, I still get skins, and for me that's a win in my book, you know? Of course, some people don't see it like that. Some people want specific skins, and instead of buying them directly, they want that rush of getting them in the loot box, which I think it's kind of dumb. But yeah. But again, so was I. I mean, I still am, but I'm glad I got out of that before it got really dangerous. The hair. The hair is like the middle thing, right? Yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna focus too much on it. I just want to see how it would be with the hair already on. Yeah. Something like this, and then she has her hair tied. We can even be a little bit funky with that. I think this looks good. I don't know why I zoomed out. I have the navigator right here. She has a cape, which we could potentially take advantage of. Right. Just with these lines, the drawing got that much more three-dimensional, which I like. And now we're going to be working with this. Okay, now I think we have... Hey people, yeah, foreshortening, am I right? Although I did it without reference, so might not be as precise as it could be. But yeah, you know, I gotta get out of my comfort zone. Pentagonal arm prosthetic. Yeah. You know what? You got me. That was the secret sauce. She does have a pentagonal arm. Go to my comp. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, knowing about computers. A whole other world. Now, I am trying to understand what exactly is happening with the reference. Oh, saving. Let me just about this. Did you do this mass construction for Tainari? I don't remember. I think I did. This is just like kind of my method, you know? Like as you can see, there's a lot of steps that I take. Like this was the first pose that I thought of. But I think it's a bit too much for the character. It might work for some characters, but I think it's too much for this one. And then I came up with this one. I just edited a little bit so the oh, this is the eraser. So the gesture line, God damn it, the gesture line is like more pushed, right? And then we just have like lines to secure more or less the shape of it. Then the 3D construction or 3D visualization so that it helps me. And this way I can work without limitations on the masses here of the design, you know. This way I can already see how it flows in 3D. Have you gotten the DLC for your desk? Because I remember you telling me that it would come in 2 parts. Yikes. Deskless. Yeah. A fate I do not envy. Although my half of my desk at least is like a cheap plastic table. One of those foldable ones. But it's better to have that than to have half a desk. Oh man. Yeah. You weren't here when I said this, but I'm pretty much gonna be drawing Genshin characters, I think. Just to gain some practice, and because the designs are really cool, so studying them might actually make me learn something. So we have like this, right? Yeah, and the gloves are tight. So tight. Maybe we'll do like this. Great. I might actually need to search some reference for this, because I think I'm spitballing way too much on the hands. Something feels off, and I'm not sure what it is. Two fingers would do this, and the thumb would be around here. Right? Is that the hand or a cross guard? For now it's the hand, but the rapier has a gigantic hand guard, so yeah. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Because the sword is already... Yeah, the hand looks pretty big. You're right. You're right. You're right. Because the handle will be something like this, right? Something like that. And if we're grabbing it, what would the volume of the hand be? The volume of the hand would be something like this, because we have the index finger, we have a little bit of skin, we have the thumb. I call it rapier, but I'm honestly not completely sure. It's just that um, it's a very thin sword, I guess. But like the only thing that you should correct in port shortening is just like from the handle, so it doesn't start that quick. But other than that, there's not much to do. Yeah, it's like a thin sword, but it's not completely a rapier, so it's kind of hard to gauge. Yeah, the hand would be something like that, so something like this. Yeah, this would definitely be the glove. Right. I don't know, it feels weird. This the arm would be something like this, right? The arm would do something like this. If the rapier is doing something like this, if the arm does this, then rapier would do something like this. Or shortening is definitely hard. Like, technically speaking, it would be more correct to be like this rather than being super. Yeah, but it feels weird because the arm. Yeah, I know. It's just the arm feels off because of it. Since, if I go here, like, it feels like the arm is doing this, right? But the sword is doing that. And so they have different different vanishing points. I think it should bend the elbow. Like bending it like this? Maybe. Try something like that. Yeah, that works. That works. Yeah. That works. I can do something like this. Yeah. It definitely works. Like this. The baggy parts. Yeah. And start here. Okay. See you soon. So it's like even the details, because they're foreshortened, it's like they don't matter too much. Right? Ooh. Right. Luckily, the legs at least are pretty straightforward. It was just about it's just like skin tight so we don't have to worry so much about that. Actually, also analyzing how they draw legs. You gotta steal everything that you can. That's precisely what I'm doing. Right. Right. Okay. Now, few details there, so something like this, I guess, and like this. Yeah, that looks fine. The gloves are okay. What I'm gonna do is like this. Yeah. And that's great. Kind of like this interpretation of her, a bit more free, makes her look more adult. Which is a problem that I have with the Genshin characters, honestly. Like, all of them look so childish, right? They're supposed to be these unstoppable forces, and they just look like dressed up children with swords and bows. I get the cute cells, but it feels so weird, right? I remember seeing the other day, what was it? Someone calling Raiden Shogun mommy, and I think the character is canonically 19 or something, right? And I was losing it. I don't get it. I I don't know. Are Genshin fans degenerates? Or no, not fans, stans? Because a fan is a pretty contained definition, but now a stan though. It's kind of sad because I bet that's like the vocal minority of the fans are just the ones that are really obsessed with it. Like, it's the literal moment where we should really say, man, go touch some grass. I swear to God. Like, I also need to touch some grass because complaining about this gets me nowhere. But I can't because it's currently raining. Have I mentioned that? Oh man, I love rain. Also, I'm gonna skip this song. I hate it how they're suggesting me songs with lyrics. How dare they? How dare you? But I've been just noticing something like the designs from Genshin actually make it really fun to to draw, you know? And that's a sentiment that I don't usually have. Simpler designs like this, honestly. Yeah, I actually said that. Like, the simplicity of it actually makes it enjoyable because the more recent ones are all over the place, right? They're trying to make it to make everything flashier and things like that. Yeah, the older are simpler, and that's, at least to me, that's it has a certain charm to it. But that might be just, although Genshin is not necessarily old, that might be like nostalgia hitting or something. Like I want to make a reference here. Because Pokemon has the same thing. Let me see if I can find it. I need a good image. I think this is a good image. Yeah. So like you have this, right? This sort of illustration is no longer done for Pokemon. And it kind of makes me sad because it has a lot of character, a lot of individuality to it. But, yeah. Because they streamline it in such a way that everything starts to look pretty much the same. I mean, it's sad. And speaking of Pokemon, you can speak of, for instance, splash arts in League of Legends, right? Like, even the concepts, they are starting to become really lazy. Like, every year you need a few cybernetic skins or something like that, right? Even this year's World's Anthem, they just threw in giant mechas for no reason. I don't know. It feels like they're just spitballing ideas and see what sticks. I believe that the artists that worked in those projects had a lot of passion for it. But if they were truly unhinged and were allowed to make the ideas that they wanted, we would see a lot of great stuff. think these are all of the volumes that I need. Just gonna add a few more touches. Yeah, this is it. We're gonna reduce the opacity here. So we're gonna reduce this. And we're gonna focus. So I need images that have the hair. Let's see, I have a few images here that work. Yeah. So we're gonna make it as attractive as possible. But I do like how she feels a lot more mature here. Oh, saving. Oh, all right. Oh, this is black? No, this is really dark blue. All right, works for me. But I'm gonna maybe do it with 3. 4 seems nice. Let's make it like this. Yeah, it's gonna be like really thin line art. I like that. Okay. This is where the process starts slowing down. And we start paying attention to more details. Right. Good. This one. So from the side, it is actually enormous. The hair she has, so we're gonna have to figure it out. I think this is a good look. Yeah. So the ears are blocked. I don't like drawing them anyway. Now the hair is from this. Good. Here. This feels okay. Okay, so this is in front. Got it. And this does like that. Alright. Actually, what I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna put everything in a folder and just reduce the opacity of the entire folder so it's easier for me to see the line art. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay, I think she feels like a more rugged fighter. She has seen things. As it stands, most characters in Genshin just feel like they're playing with branches on what's this? In the backyard, right? Thin eyebrows. Go on. Not gonna lie, I think the neck is too big. So I might do like this and select. It's actually not that. It's just select. Oh, I see. What's the problem here? I see it. It's the line of the neck. Yeah. But still, it's gonna take a while to fully get it in a good place. But for now, we work with this, and then we see what we can do about it. Oh boy, the amount of detail. There's not a single image that isn't incredibly pixelated. I will work with what I got. And, yeah. Some website probably sold my information, and now I'm receiving emails about packages. You know, they're just waiting for me to open those emails, but I didn't make anything. I didn't order anything. Straight up. Yeah. Super funny when they do that, you know? Selling your information to make a quick buck. Let's see, dude. Yesterday, I watched Made in Abyss, actually, the last episode of the second season. And I didn't know they could make it even more depressing. Because I don't know how they managed to make everything so depressing and at the same time end in an hopeful note. How they do that, I'll never know. Never know. Can do this. Don't challenge me, don't challenge me. There are some really great characters introduced in this season. Yeah. At first it was a bit jarring because they don't introduce, they don't tell you the story chronologically, right? And that can be a bit confusing at first. Also, what the fuck did I just do here? Oh, I know. It's supposed to be here. They don't tell you the story chronologically, right? And it starts off very confusing. And it's like only at the very last episode do things fully start to fall into place. It was a very intense experience. It's like it builds in the future of the main characters, it builds in the past of the main characters, it builds in the past of the characters that are introduced. It does so many things at the same time, and I think it does them really well. From what I could read in the comments, apparently I don't know if it's a light novel or if it's manga, but it's the order in which the events are presented is different. So even the manga fans were interested in seeing how everything would go. Yeah. Oh, and the music. They just know when to save the music for the best time. Absolutely ridiculous. Very impactful moments. Let me see the ponytail. Where is it? There it is. All right. And I also watched the last episode of Overlord, and I like how the show just gaslights us in an entire season to make us think, oh, you know, they're actually good guys. Nope, nope. Their entire motivation is just owning everything. If they have to nuke a country, they will. But for some reason, the show made me hope that they would be seen as good guys. Sounds like America. wait. I gotta point this out. I mean, I gotta note this. Because it's gonna be easy to make clips from this. Because I want to keep clips and VODs in separate channels so that people can scroll through them with intent and without having everything mixed. But yeah, it's sort of like that, but not quite, because Overlord is weird. I don't know if you are watching it. Are you watching Overlord? No. You don't mind spoilers? Alright. So basically, in Overlord, you have it's an isekai, right? And the protagonist is very powerful. As far as we know, it's pretty much omnipotent in the world that he is in. And his goal is to conquer everything so that there are no more wars, right? So it's a sort of situation where the ends justify the means. And if any nation decides to foil his plans, he just decimates the nation, right? That's pretty much what happens. It has happened a few times, and people still try to defy them, and they obviously don't succeed because it's a completely different power level. I need the hints. Where are the hints? Okay. And in that sense, I think it's very different from America, right? America is pretty much, you have oil, we're gonna go invade, and that's it. of course, I'm not on the side because of their absurd power levels and the fact they're all monster races. Yeah, that's also true. That's also true. In Overlord, pretty much, yeah. What he said. Oh, but there was an episode recently that was really, really cool. They intervene in other countries' conflicts too. Yeah, that's true. But there's also part of their um, responsibility. Sometimes they intervene without when they shouldn't, right? They shouldn't. They should mind their own business. But a lot of times, I think they also have to intervene because, like, they're the godfather, quote unquote, right? Like, it depends on the situation for that matter. But as and like I was saying, in Overlord, humans are pretty much insects. Yeah, I totally agree. Like, the ends don't justify the means. If this guy starts singing, I fucking knew it. Oh my god. Shut up. I just knew it. Little guitar playing. Of course they're gonna start singing. But there was a recent episode in Overlord that was really, really cool, and I really liked that they did that. So there's this character, like the main protagonist, right, has a sort of guild. It's hard to explain. It's a group of monsters that he rules over, that are really powerful, and one of them went to a city to destroy it, and in that city there was a human, a swordsman, right? And he challenged the monster, and you could see like the human just buffing himself with potions and things like that, and just using his ultimate skill and trying to finish the job in one blow, and the monster ends up killing the human in one blow. But out of respect, the monster just freezes the body of the warrior, and it goes around. Like, instead of following the road that the warrior was on, they take I think it's a left turn or something. They take a turn, and they go around the house so that they don't walk past the warrior. And it's a small thing, right? When I was in the moment, I wasn't understanding what was happening because it was such a weird set of events. But like a few seconds later, I started to realize what actually happened. He, out of respect, didn't walk past the warrior, right? But as in, like I was saying, like humans are pretty much insects. So the best that the warrior could do is just make the monster go around out of respect. But it was a pretty cool moment, in my opinion. It was weird. And I love it when they do things like that. Like they don't have to do them, but they still do. You know, show some three dimensionality because up until very recently, the monsters that are in the protagonist's care didn't show a lot of personality, right? Only recently that started happening. And it's like they make mistakes, they have certain biases and things like that. And that is really, really cool to see. Also, they did this one thing where um, so the group is called the Great Tomb of Nazarick, right? I'm just gonna call it Nazarick for simplicity's sake. And Nazarick was going to invade a bunch of villages with lizard men, and they just weren't afraid to make like an entire episode without any character from Nazarick, just lizard men that you are just now watching, right? And like their aspirations and things like that. And they were also not afraid of just showing you that they could be killed at any moment. They developed that connection between the viewer and those new characters in the very next episode. Like most of them just get completely wiped out. It was such a surreal experience for me because I was like, yeah, the important characters. No, no, they do not matter. But you know, despite that, they're obviously overpowered. For some reason, I still feel compelled to come back every week to watch the episode. I don't know what it is. But they're really good with like subtleties and things like that. There are certain things that you can figure out beforehand, right? Like there's I would say it's the protagonist's right hand, right? The closest helper in a sense. And it she treats him with a lot of respect. But there was a scene where they were going to challenge a very powerful warrior, and all of a sudden, that character, the right hand, wasn't paying a lot of respect. And in that moment, I immediately knew that the protagonist we were seeing was actually someone pretending to be the protagonist. And they do tell you later on, but if you pay attention, you can actually see the story unfold a lot sooner, which is a really good thing because there are a lot of shows that make you think, oh, this character is very smart, and it's not. They just didn't give you any information about it, and everything just comes out of their ass. Yeah, I really like Overlord as an r/week. What do you think of the monster's character this time? You're asking me or people? Oh, Mr. Artist, Mr. Streamer. Uh, there are certain things that they have unique takes, and there are other things that I'm actually glad they don't go too far. For instance, the protagonist is a lich, right? Or elder lich, whatever. Um, I mean, you don't need a lot to make it distinguishable, right? It's a skeleton, it's a mage. You add like that core that he has in the rib cage, and the robes. The robes pretty much distinguish the character. The lizard man didn't have a lot of differences, maybe different scale color, and some had what was it called? Scars, right? But all in all, pretty generic. Uh, the thing that I find most interesting actually was or is with the dark elves. I don't know if they're twins, but I don't know why the boy is dressed as a girl and the girl is dressed as a boy. But I found that one very very funny. Um, it's like the biggest risks that they probably took was like the mech, right? The mech warrior, which could be a bit of a tonal dissonance, but I think it works, right? Since the game that the isekai is based on would probably have like very weird items. Isekai mech from the future. I've actually read certain theories about Overlord where I don't know if this is true, right? I didn't confirm this, but I've heard theories that the protagonist was isekai'd to a certain period in time, and actually other players from the game were isekai to different periods. And that's why there are legends that can potentially lead to other players, but they might not actually exist anymore. I heard that theory, and like that would be a very interesting take, because it compels us to want to see other players, but we will never actually see them. We will only see the consequences of their existence. There's a medallion here. But in terms of world building, I think it's really, really interesting. They're not afraid of going into like basic politics and things like that. There are legends of other groups of players in the past. I haven't read about it, so I don't have much information about it. But it would be pretty cool. But unfortunately, the season 4 already ended, I think. So we will have to wait and see if it has a season 5. I don't know if it has been confirmed, but I would very much enjoy it. 6 gods and the 8 Greek kings were groups of players from hundreds of years ago. Yo, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But have they mentioned 6 gods and 8 Greek kings? I don't know. I kind of jolted through the first 3 seasons and only followed through the 4th season. So there might have been a few things that I might have missed. But if so, that's really cool. Making movie. Oh yeah, I read that in the comments too. A movie might be nice. Because a movie would be like a pretty good spot to give us more information about players. And probably only another season before the series ends. Oh man, that kind of sucks. I was really enjoying it. Another anime that I've been watching this season is Classroom of the Elite. Actually, I waited 5 years for a sequel season. Thank the Lord. It ended yesterday? No, today is Thursday, right? I think the episode comes out on Monday, so it ended Monday. And it's really, really cool. Although I've been reading the light novel and it's completely different. The protagonist is like this apathetic guy that doesn't care about anything but himself. And in the light novel, there's a lot of inner narration and there's a lot of emotion on the characters, so that it almost feels like two completely different characters, which I kind of find fascinating. That they went through that route. In terms of pants, so I just noticed that some artist renditions are simplified. The pants are still simple, but there are a bit. The boots have a bit of complexity. So, maybe I'll do just the top parts here, so that I know where it goes. Oh man, how long have you been saving that pun? You proud of yourself? You wouldn't happen to be a dad, would you? Because that was prime dad joke. Now that's the tea. Man, I wish I had channel points so we can make a voting on whether or not you're a father. Alas. Alright, time for boots. I actually don't know. Can I run pole without points? I might be able to with extensions. But Because I don't know. I mean, it would be nice to do it, but I think I need extensions for that. Maybe. Yeah, affiliate. Because affiliate has the channel points. That's okay. You know, with hard work, you know, working to improve the quality of the stream and divulging the stream on YouTube and things like that, I think eventually people might want to see it or just stop by to say hi and leave a follow or something. I just need 3 average viewers. I say just, but it's actually a colossal amount of viewers for someone that's starting, right? But I don't get too daunted by it because it's a hobby. I work on it when I can, and I'll study people that know how to make proper entertaining streams and things like that. There's a bunch of stuff that I'm studying right now, like video editing and editing for shorts and TikToks and things like that. Animation, how to make stream overlays, how to make PNG tubers, which is basically a VTuber, but just with a bunch of images that can react to your voice. Like, once you talk, like the PNG tuber starts moving. I'm studying things like that because that would make the stream more interesting. Because it's an experience, you know, and if it's not interesting, like people don't want to stay. I want people to stay. I like talking to people. It might slow down my work a bit, but honestly, it's still faster than if I wasn't streaming. Because I'm lazy. I'm very, very lazy, and you know, when I'm talking, I'm sort of distracted by the. I have to distract myself from the fact that I am working. I don't know. I might have like work allergy or something. This is the artist rendition. This is the image that I want. Put way too much into their VTubers. True, true. I think VTubers overall nowadays are going a bit too complex. That isn't to say that they can't have unique things. I just think they need to think about readability. It needs to be fast to read, right? And they put way too much stuff into it. And it's just like, But it's one of those things that I also feel kind of guilty criticizing because I wouldn't do better, you know? But I do think most of them put a lot. There's actually one that I've seen. It was a while ago, so I don't know if she still streams. Probably does. She's pretty big. Wait. Oh. Okay, so pretty much, I thought he still streamed, but apparently not. Apparently she was forced to quit because of harassment. That is sad. Let me read the comments first, just make sure. Okay, so basically the full extent of the situation is she was against lollies and she got very heavily harassed. But I wanted to find like images of her model. Let me see. Because I remember it was a big thing. Like she. Oh my god, no! I'm gonna have to search for the VTuber. I got like Indian women appearing. I don't want that. My memory might be tricking me a little bit. I still think it's a bit too much, but like this was her model, right? A lot of it is skin, right? The most complex part is just the horns, but other than that, it's actually pretty simple, I think. Because most models nowadays, just in the clothes alone, have a lot of noise to it. And yeah. But yeah, apparently she quit because of harassment, which is harassment in an opinion that I really share. Like, lollies are weird. Yeah. Because I remember she paid like $1,000 for an animation commission for an intro. Yeah, 20 accessories, heterochromia with random colors. Yeah. Like, keep it simple, guys. Come on. Yeah, it was really sad that she quit. It's literally that sort of situation where it's like, why are you booing me? I'm right. You know? Swear to God, the internet, sometimes it's a horrible, horrible place. Yeah, they put too much stuff on VTuber models. And of course, I'm generalizing. There are still a few that I enjoy. Yeah, but that's kind of the problem. It's like people need to push through it, and there are people that can push through it, and there are people that can't. And unfortunately, she was someone that couldn't. You know, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just you gotta know, you gotta do what's best for you. And she thought the best for her was quitting. And when it comes to that, I think, honestly, what she thinks is best is probably the best. Exactly, you can't please and tender everyone, especially because of the internet. Like nowadays, there are people with objectively very weird opinions. It's kind of a weird sentence to say, like opinions that are objectively bad, but when it comes to lollies, dude, is no chance. That is weird. It's not even a hot take. So now she has this giant handguard. It's gonna be kind of hard to figure out how I'm gonna do it, but
You've got the answers to everything now. You know the places and you.
I like how the song is 3 minutes or so and it has like 1 minute and a half of introduction and then they start singing just to piss me off. I wish I could filter it, right? It's like I am sure that the music that I'm using is DMCA safe, but I'm not paying it for it, so it's a 50-50. That is a good question because they sound so generic that they might be vocal samples. Yeah, yeah. Actually, I found out about sampling in music in the last year, I think. And I started to realize why a lot of songs sound the same, right? Like, bro, you're just doing sampling from everywhere, and everyone is having the same idea. You're not a genius, right? Everyone is having the exact same idea. Everyone is using the exact same samples. It all sounds the same. I also found out that a lot of pop songs are produced by the same person or group of people. That's why they all sound the same. And that also depressed me a little bit. Because now there's, confirmation of what I suspected. Ugh, English is hard. Actually, don't want to do it like that. I want to do it like this. This is 4. For size 4. Not an ellipse. Thank you. Straight line. With samples and types of percussion. Yeah. And that kind of annoys me. Like it feels like artists are creating because they need to have a specific amount of output, right? And so they're willing to sacrifice even quality of work. It's like, what for? You know? I can fucking guarantee you, if I never managed to make money professionally as an artist, I would still be making art in the spare time that I have from an actual job, you know? Just completely corrupting the artistic idea. Yeah, even if I didn't get there, I believe there are plenty of people out there that have practiced art throughout their entire lives and never made a living as an artist, right? It happens. But it's like, you shouldn't just quit because you can't make money off of it. Money isn't everything, right? And I really enjoy the process. That's why I do it. Because if money becomes everything, then you're gonna be stressed all the time. It's like, no, dude. Just trying to do the things that I enjoy. Honestly, I enjoy illustrating, I enjoy editing videos. Um, like the editing process and just throwing memes into the video. I'm hoping to retire early and not make art for money. Yeah, that's also um, a great goal to have. A lot of pressure comes off of your shoulders. And there are a lot of people that make a name for themselves after retiring from a non-artistic job. Right? Like, there's no need for money to be involved, but there are some people that get renowned in later ages. Right, this isn't the best example, but Miyazaki, right? The one, the director of produce, I'm not sure now, of Studio Ghibli. He started making movies, or his movies started being accepted into production when he was 40 something, right? When he was in his 30s, he was trying to pitch his movies, and nobody wanted to work with him. You know, despite him working in Toei Animation, which is the studio that was responsible for Dragon Ball at the time. And it's like, if someone as revered as he is only makes it in his mid 40s, right? It's like, people need to calm down. There is no issue in working at a cash register, you know, to make ends meet. That is something that we have to accept, right? Like, you can you can become a professional artist very early on. That's great, but the truth is, most people probably won't, right? And that isn't to say that they never will. They maybe will, maybe they won't. Like, such things shouldn't be worrying anyone. What is this? I could do. It's like, make a shape like this. right? So that the scabbard kind of guides us back. This goes here and guides us back. This guides back. This guides us back. This goes here. I think this is a good idea. Yeah, I'm still pretty fresh when it comes to properly using social media as an artist. I gotta do more research about that. Because sometimes it's a bit counterintuitive. For instance, I think on Instagram, now because of the Reels, this doesn't apply, but before Reels, the best amount of hashtags that you should use on a post was around 8, right? Like you can put until 30 different hashtags, but the optimal amount would be 8, which is a bit counterintuitive because it would be, the first thought that we have is the more places I put it in, the more noticeable it would be. But people tend to ignore it once it starts showing up in a lot of different places. So I want to study a bit on that. But I'm definitely gonna post. So people using 6 to 7 with thousands of likes. Yeah, but there's also like other things. For instance, a friend of mine did this, right? She had a fairly small following, but what she did was she was a really big fan of Skate Infinity, right? Which is an anime, and it has a small following, but a very loyal one, like a very dedicated following. And basically, she really enjoys this show, and she started making a lot of illustrations of characters of the show, right? And she also used it to develop her own personal style. And so, from dedicating herself to this small but dedicated community, which doesn't require a lot of hashtags, right? She gained followers, and she is now working with commissions. And her posts very frequently have more than 1,000 likes, which is, a pretty good spot for someone that has been doing this for like 1-2 years. And that's pretty much how it starts. Are you planning to do commissions? Okay, let me ask you this. So yes, there's a folder called piss. Don't think too much about it. Would you... This is actually not the right one. Let's go with this one. Solid file. It's pretty big. Would you buy this? Exactly. I am going to ask that. Would you buy this? That is true. That is true. However, I think the best way of doing this right now is first get a bit of a following, because I think people wouldn't trust me a lot if I had like virtually no followers but already asking for commissions, right? So I think this is already good to, for commissions, but I don't have followers yet, right? So that's a whole other thing to tackle. I think if I dedicate myself to Genshin, I might gain a few followers off of that. There's an artistic implication here. I'm actually not following there. There's an artistic implication. Can you be more explicit? I'm a bit off now. If you ask for enough commissions to take up enough of your time, you can stagnate as an artist. That is true. That is absolutely true, because I would not take risks in innovating in my art during commissions, right? They hire you for a job, and it's according to the things that you've done previously, so you wouldn't innovate. Yes. That is completely correct. There needs to be time for personal development, personal pieces. So that's another reason to not do it too early, or to be adamant with your commission slots. Yeah. Limited commission slots, I think it's the way to go. Also because a person needs to adapt to the commission lifestyle, the freelancer lifestyle, right? Just like, it's easier to start with a little and grow as time goes on. But I would love to work with commissions in the future. Like the Tainardi is already, yeah, I mean, you can tailor it to the process you're used to. Yeah, true. It's like, I would absolutely love to work in commissions. I love drawing for people. But, it's gonna take some time. Right now, I might focus a little bit more on gathering a following, I think. So I'm gonna do something wonky this time around, and I'm gonna try a new process. I'm gonna shade it in gray, in grayscale, and then I'm gonna use gradient maps with layer masks to color it in a faster way, and then just make adjustments where I need to adjust. So I'm gonna pretty much color with gradient maps and adjustment layers, because I saw that method, and I thought it was very interesting, because if you focus on grayscale, you're just focusing on the values and the contrast, not so much on the colors. The colors come later, right? So it's a better way to decompose the various things and to think of one thing at a time. But I think that might be more productive, or at least with more, it might result in a better quality. But it's all about trial. I wonder how you'll find it. I've used gradient maps like 1 or 2 times before, but I kind of need a bit of patience to it. But yeah. So now I'm gonna do line art. Six is too much. I think I'm gonna have to go with 4. I know where the things are, but I had to sleep with them. Thank you. Have a nice night. See ya. actually a thing that I didn't do that might completely ruin this. Yeah, the face is a bit wonky. Let's see. I think the eyes need to be a little bit lower, right? Yeah. Yes. Definitely need to be a little bit lower. Just gotta... That is why we always flip our canvas. Gotta do it now, because if I do it later, it's gonna be too late. Yeah, I think this looks better. It's only a slight adjustment, but it makes a lot of difference because it's in the face. So, yeah. I feel like this is going faster than Lineart, which is good. Maybe this isn't Lineart yet, but maybe the coloring process will be faster. Who knows? Honestly, who knows at this point? I don't know if it's still raining, but I hope it is. Yo, no, still there? Can you tell me if it's still raining? 'Cause, oh no. Are you unable to edit the images the way you want? Excel, the best image editor, am I right? Not raining. That's a shame. Either way, I hope it doesn't rain in the afternoon. It's gym day. I don't want to go there. It's soaking wet. Ah, Excel's for work. Damn. Kind of interesting that we went to Overlord. Completely forgot that you watch it. That's cool. Gotta see how the face looks flipped. Why does it go down when I flip? It's center. Are they good? Finally getting into the zone. Very good. Nice. That's what we like to hear. Get all to the character's thoughts. Yeah, that's kind of what I've been feeling about light novels. Or just the written works, the original written works. There's a lot that is cut for the animation, obviously, because of time constraints. But it really builds up the characters. You know, they get a lot more interesting. I loved this season. I think Albedo, not Albedo, Cocutus and my Portuguese escaping. Cocutus and Demiurgus? No, Sebas. Um, they felt really three-dimensional. Also, Climb is a simp. He's not even a simp, he's a mega simp. The biggest simp that has ever simped. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't really get it. Oh no. Guitar. Um, Climb is blender than rice crackers. Like, what does she want? You know? Because there was that episode where she was saying that she wanted, like, to torture him? Or something? But it didn't go quite in that direction, did it? I got really confused in the last episode, pretty much. When she started singing as well, like, okay, man. Damn. Yes. You know, nothing like bursting into song to celebrate your turning into demon. Yeah, it was really weird. Maybe like they wanna leave it as a cliffhanger for the future, but it didn't make a lot of sense. I think. So I don't know what's happening with my hand today. I can't seem to make smooth lines. Might have to increase the stability. They cut cool action scenes but leave her singing. Yeah, it's. What was that? You know? What was that? Like, sure, we know that Nazarick will never be even close to losing. At least not this early. But they might find something, but not now. But still, fight scenes are cool, you know? Also the dragon controlling the armor remotely. That was pretty dope. I thought we were out of dragon action this season. When I saw that, that was really exciting. And that's like a cool thing of the concepts, right? Like a remote controlled armor, that is a really cool concept. I haven't seen that anywhere else. And the opening, it's just the opening puts so much hype into things. I was like, holy shit. Uh Brain Ungraus. Brain is gonna go against Cocytus and it's gonna be a fight. Woo! And it's it's uh it's a one shot. Like it makes a cool moment, but it's a one shot. And I was like, bruh, at least let him trim the nails. I think the dragons will be the end bosses of the series. It's a bit cliche, but understandable. Right? Like, he even called the move True Nail Clipper. So, clip the nails, man. What do you mean? Like, have you seen Cocytus? He's like 90% nails. I mean, now that I think about it, what's her name? The vampire. What's her name? Completely forgot. Sheltier. That's it. I was nowhere even close of getting the name right. She got pretty good development this season, I think. Like, I mean, you know, she still acts like a moron, but I still think there are like a lot of things to answer for just the movie and the season. Like we still need to figure out who sort of resetted Sheltier. Yeah, she's taking notes. She knows how to write, she doesn't know how to read. Uh, but like, there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. Who resetted Sheltier? You know, are there other players? You mentioned that, but in the show, the characters don't know that. There are other players they suspect, but you know they're not sure. There's a lot of stuff for a one-course season and a movie. So I don't know to what extent they can actually pull it off. Because those are pretty big things. Like, it's not just cutting out some inner monologue or something. They've been doing 3 books per season. But are there 15 books? The movie will cover 2 books that the anime skipped. Oh, I see. But that still leaves us with like 17, right? 15 plus 2. 17 books. And then this series only has 4 more books, I think. Okay, 4 books in 1 season, but it might be a little bit too rushed. Not sure. Now, I just noticed that since you're watching it live, you won't have a VOD to watch. But I mean, watching it live is sort of better for me because it increases the average viewer. And I need 3 to 3 of average to become an affiliate. And then we can have channel points and do stupid stuff with it. Like we can do polls and things like that. Still haven't watched the MS Paint one. Pain! MS Pain! MS Pain! Oh my god, that is such a good title. Oh, 5-hand, dude. 5-hand. Heard that was a good one. Yeah, it's fantastic. I love working in paint. That's why I'm doing it right now. Please, never again. Never again. I mean, I'm probably gonna have to do it sometime because, you know, people are sadistic, but I'm gonna save it for a big occasion, like maybe 50 followers or something. Because I really can't afford to spend brain cells working on that one again so soon. I need a little bit of recovery. Man, if I could have the line art done today, that would be fantastic. Because I think in Tainari I did 4 videos, right? Or 4 streams. God damn it. Hit the leg. There we go. I did 4 streams. Actually, let me check my channel. Yeah, I did 4. And the first 2 are sketching in Lineart. If I do Lineart today, there's like one less VOD per character, and that would be really nice. And if I could do rendering and coloring in the same, it would be like one character every 2 VODs. Which, for the goal of drawing every single character in Genshin, is really good. Since it would mean it would take me like 5 or 6 months to do that. Instead of taking like 2 years. You know what, let's work out the math. Let's work out the math in that. So, I don't know how many characters there are. I wrote down, but how many characters? Exactly. Let me see. I wrote down the characters. I need to count them. 5, 10, 15, 14. Oh, 14, 19, 10, 15, 25, 15, 5, 17, 19, 36, plus 20. We have 56 characters, right? If I actually manage to draw a character every 2 VODs, that would mean that in 2 weeks I could do 5 characters, I think. Yeah, we're having big brain moments here. Math. 5 characters every 2 weeks. That is more like 22 weeks for 55 characters. Plus 2 days. $22 weeks. A month has an average of like 4 weeks and a half or so. Right? Yeah, that would take me like 5 months. And that's if every character takes me 2 days. Because if they take longer than that, obviously I won't make it in 5 months. But yeah, I think I'll focus on that. I might do some... I'm not going to worry too much about it. Yeah, it is in fact a lot of streams. But, you know, maybe the average Genshin enjoyer will want to join the stream and talk about the game. Who knows, maybe I'll meet someone that actually wants to play with a complete noob off stream or something. It actually reminds me, I should join a Genshin community. Huh. It's about damn time I meet new people. Because one of the things that one should do is join communities. I've always felt like a bit isolated as an artist. And that kinda leaves me without knowing where to go, where to turn. And I think it works like that for pretty much every area. How much time do I have? I have around an hour. Around an hour. I mean, it doesn't have much more line art than this. Right, it's the sword. The sword has a few details, but not too much. I'm gonna work with this first. That. I'm not even gonna risk it to draw manually that part. It would make no sense. Right? Here. Earlier today, I actually watched, just to introduce a topic, I watched TV Science, I think that's his name, right? TV Science, like short analysis, right? It was a short analysis of the world's anthem of this year. And he was kind of hitting the spot in the analysis. Like, there's no build up, and the ending feels very repetitive. TV Kevin, the memes. Oh my god. TV Kevin. Man, you don't forgive. Not even here. Hilarious. But yeah, I watched his analysis and it was pretty spot on. Like, it's a good song, but the choice of everything is so generic. Yeah, it's really weird. Like, I think they're really insisting on this idea of players in the city, and they're fighting. Like, I think it was the previous year, right? There was this. I even was joking about it, saying it was all faker. There's no climb, no grind. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, with the franchising of Valorant, there is no climb. You buy a slot and that's it. It feels like League's identity changed too much. I don't even remember the last time I played. It's probably like three months ago or something. Like, in a way, it makes me feel relieved because it feels like I finally managed to leave league for good, but it also makes me feel kind of sad. But that game is just not for me, and it took way too long for me to admit it. Like, I'm not competitive by nature, right? That's why I sort of enjoyed playing support. Because in support you can literally pick Yumi, go take a nap, come back, and the game is either won automatically or lost. So you can play without playing, pretty much. Like, there are a lot of supports that do a lot of helpful stuff, but yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, normals are very toxic. You want to try something different, you can't. That's why I enjoy TFT a lot. I enjoy TFT a lot because if I want to do 8 Guardians, people might be Pepega a bit, but you know, I can still do 8 Guardians, 5 Sunfire Capes, and I'll just go. Huh? I'll run it down and do it. But try that stuff in Summer's Rift. Not only will you get reported, you'll probably get banned as well, just for trying new stuff. And it's really tough. And as I mentioned earlier today, like, when I was younger, I spent at least what I consider to be a lot of money into the game. You know, some people have spent more, a lot more, but I still consider what I did to be a lot of money spent in the game. And I think it was sort of loss aversion. I wouldn't quit because then the money that I spent would be useless, right? But I had to quit. It was taking way too much time out of my life. And I gained nothing from it, honestly. It was not enjoyable, so there was really no reason for me to continue playing it. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. You know, I just want to go into Minecraft or Stardew Valley and fish. Fish! Oh no. Pazzy's memes are passing. Yeah. We're definitely getting old. Wait, I'm... Okay, Cineracer. Oh, I see why the line art was so shitty. Yeah, this is a little more stabilization. Because that was the basic one, that wasn't the line art one. I'm stupid. Yeah. Like, I think I enjoy the type of game where you could multiplayer if you want, but if you decide to just play for yourself for a little bit, it's okay. Like Minecraft. That's it. right? Like, you wanna fucking go to the moon, you can go to the moon. You wanna build a giant hole, you can build a giant hole. Nobody's stopping you, you know? You wanna do the absolute shittiest house you've ever seen in your life, with no repeating color in the blocks, you can. You know, just throwing non-specific examples out there. Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm doing. I don't know what you're talking about. The examples are all very broad and yeah. If you wanna know, if you wanna in the very first hour of the game enter God mode and just build a dick out of wool and cobweb, yeah, you can also do that. But the enjoyable thing is like everybody plays together. But every once in a while, if you want to do something by yourself, you can, and there's absolutely no issue with that. To me, those are the best games. Competitive just ain't for me. Why do they insist in passing this song? Shut up. I'm going to switch station. We're gonna change the mood of the music because it says 1,000 songs, but it has like 20. So, oh, does this have casual bongos? It says Afro beats, so it might have. Not quite the same thing. Yo, this is good enough. This is good enough. Casual bongos. I'm vibing. Oh, mantequillas exóticas. This is the sort of stuff that's gonna be found in like 3 years and it's gonna get me cancelled. Absolutely. You know what I found the other day? I was setting up different channels for different stuff, right? And I saw that I had previous Google accounts because when I was younger, I was always trying to make videos and I was always like doing new channels and things like that. And I found my very first YouTube account, and it had in the recently watched videos the second NAF episode of Markiplier. That was so long ago. Because I remember he did the first video and it blew up, right? And I kind of ignored it. But then I started watching the second episode and I got really interested in that. I'm kind of sad to see the route that NAF took. could have stopped at 3. They could have stopped at 4. They could have stopped at 6. Right? There are like so many good places to stop, and they just keep going and pumping more stuff, and William Afton is not there. Right? Oh, dude. Sister Location came out when we were on our first year of college. Remember? We were watching the mini arenas. I still remember we were watching the mini arenas thing, and I was getting like really scared because of the noise that it make. Yes, it's so much stuff. Jesus Christ. Okay, you don't need to share that information, all right? I I wasn't that scared. Yeah, I am brave boy. No, it's like the image of the mini arena jump scare doesn't scare me. It's the sound because it had such a strong attack, right? Like really quick attack in the sound that no matter what I did, it would scare me. But if I covered my ears and continued watching, I wouldn't be scared. It was like a natural reaction to it. Yeah, uh, Sister Location might have been the scariest one, honestly. Because the other ones are more like dark and mysterious. The jump scare is like, eh. But they're dark and mysterious because the lore, you have to piece it together. They feed you little pieces, and you need to understand it. But in Sister Location, like, Jesus. Free roam, albeit a bit limited, but still free roam right next to the animatronics. Like, that is a completely different game. I always get scared by the part where you were under a desk and trying to keep your hideout closed. Really? Huh. The part for me wasn't so bad. But, it still got me in a lot of different ways. So. Which, it did its job well. It was building a lot of tension in many different ways. And so, definitely, um, like, probably the scariest one. Really. So I'm gonna be doing the line art and once I finish the line art, because it's probably gonna take the remaining 45 minutes. Once I finish the line art, I'll consider the stream done for today. And by this time tomorrow, I'll probably have the results over my masters. So, not building up expectations. I'm just saying it's very likely that I won't manage to get in because in the remainders list, I was pretty far down. Like, I was still way better than average, but, you know, still a bit far down. But we'll see. I improved a lot in the last 3 months, and I showed a lot of stuff that I didn't previously, because my dumbass thought it wasn't important, but apparently it was. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. That's pretty much why I was talking about not having a problem with, you know, working a normal 9 to 5 and doing art later. It's like the purpose of art is not to inherently make money. Like making money out of it is good. It's one less preoccupation, but you know, it's not the inherent task of art. You just need to enjoy the process. It's more therapy and meditation than anything else. But yeah. Tomorrow I'm gonna try some sick-ass gradient maps. I mean, I think I'm gonna... I'm not gonna do like very crazy rendering either way. And hopefully I can get like a character done in 2 VODs. Or 2 streams. Right? So that way people don't have to sit through so many streams and videos of the same damn character. There's the limit how much people can take. Binary was 4 streams. Jesus Christ, 4 days of work. It was a bit too hard. There. There. Mm-hmm. Damn. I'm actually really enjoying the music now. Sounds like something from Animal Crossing. The casual bongos. Goddamn. Okay, ooh. We have vocals now. go. Nice rhythm. God damn, it's really good. Actually, take this opportunity to fully close. God damn. Really? Also, in a completely different subject that hasn't been touched yet. Have you been watching the news about Russia? Because I want to talk about something that is hilarious that I learned about today. Oh, I was asking if you had heard about the news from Russia recently. Because that was something that I heard that I thought was pretty hilarious, but I wanted to know if you've been watching it. You know, that little thing. I actually heard something pretty hilarious. So, because of the mandatory thing that a lot of men have to go to the military, right? To go to Ukraine. There was a lot of people trying to leave Russia, right? And apparently they stopped emitting passports to stop people from leaving the country. And I think that's so hilarious. They know what they're doing, dude. How the hell do they not know that they're shooting themselves in the foot? Like, they will die by the hands of the people. That is unquestioned. Yeah. I don't know, man. People in places of power really underestimate the influence that the people can have. It's like, it happens time and time again in history. Like, you cannot put everyone in jail, right? And nobody wants to go to war, especially nowadays. It's like, unless it's a really good cause worth fighting for. It's just so stupid. So stupid. I don't know how they thought of that. But the nuclear Armageddon thing really puts things into perspective. Jesus Christ. Like, he's willing to start a nuclear war just because he wants to annex a few territories that shouldn't be theirs. Man, the Soviet Union is gone. Right? Just cope. The thing is, I have a lot of hope for humanity because we've had, like, there's a video, I think it was Lemino that did this video, where he talks about situations where we were grazed by the apocalypse, right? And one of them was imminent nuclear war, where I think it was detectors in Greenland confused the moon with a nuclear missile, and Russia was about to retaliate, but the one guy that was responsible for relaying the message decided to not respond, right? And so Russia did nothing. And I think that's kind of the situation that would happen. It's like the people working there wouldn't allow that to happen. Simply put. Yeah, we shouldn't even have to think about this sort of stuff. Like, nuclear weapons are just stupid. Not only it destroys everything, it also impedes things from growing in a healthy manner. It's beyond absurd. Does add a lot more depth to it, but overall there's a lot of patterns and stuff, I guess. I'm gonna do a cop-out move here, like that. Yeah. Gotta collect my bottle caps. The thing is, like, currency was such an influential invention that even in the Fallout games, they go for currency, right? Instead of just straight out trading. And I honestly think that would happen in real life too, because it's really useful. God damn, I haven't stretched in 3 hours and a half. I look like a shrimp. Oh, Lord. Whew. Okay. There are a few things that are missing that I really don't want to do. So I'm just gonna half-ass it here really quickly. Something like that. Because this has a lot of patterns that really annoy me, so yeah. Are you going to see the Avatar sequel? I just thought about this. Because they're releasing one soon, I think. And it's going to be like a bunch of sequels. I'm gonna make a joke. My favorite part of the of the first Avatar is when Jake Sully says it's Avatarium time. And it just morbs on everyone. Mm. Yes. And swear to God, I watched the first one so many times, and I still don't quite remember the plot. Yeah, the movie is good. When I'm watching the movie is good. It's incredible. But I always manage to sort of forget certain parts of the movie. Maybe it's because it's too big. It's like 3 hours and a half or something. When movies weren't really that length. What was it? Cryo chamber. He gets to the planet. The doctor shows up. He goes into the body. He tries new things. Yeah, like I need a whole thought process to get to the entire plot. Like, the music was really nice. The visuals for 2009 were spectacular. Honestly, in terms of line art, I think I'm gonna leave it like this, right? Maybe do a little bit here. Okay, either every song sounds the same, or I'm pretty sure I only have like half a dozen songs, which is normal. Let's try this. Let's try these ones. Not bad. But yeah, I think it's looking pretty nice. It's pretty simplified, but honestly, I gotta get rid of that mentality of perfectionism. It's like really ruining my whole experience. Just gonna leave these lines because they are actually texture here. I think it's good enough for Lineart. Okay. Also, the design is simpler than Tainari's, so obviously it's not going to be as hard to draw them. Like that. And then like this. Yeah, it's pretty much it. I should have done this before, but I'm gonna hit save. It's an absolute mad lad move, but okay. Not saving for 4 hours of work. That's yeah, that's not a good practice. Okay, saving. Good. So, yeah, I'm gonna end this stream today. 3 hours and 35-ish minutes. I want to thank everyone that joined me today. I had a wonderful time chatting with all of you and discussing various topics. It was all really, really interesting. And tomorrow at the same time, from 9 a.m. to roughly 1 p.m. GMT plus 1. And the VOD will be on YouTube for anyone that might want to watch it later. And I mean, I'm saying this, but you're watching, you're, theoretical viewer, you're watching this on YouTube already, so I don't need to say that. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.